Disclosure. CPI, or the Cryptid Paranormal Investigators, is a story drawing inspiration from a wide variety of internet urban legends, scary stories, and strange mythos. These stories are often referred to as creepypastas, a term that derives from the word copypasta. The story takes several characters from these tales and reanimates them into a new world, giving them an overarching backstory and connections to each other. These characters can be easily identified, but due to some of their stories not being under Creative Commons copyright, we have chosen to change a few identities. Our goal is not to infringe upon any other stories, but to bring joy to the listeners, as these stories once did for us. Please enjoy Morgan Morales.
Hiya, kids! Mr. Bear here. Say, what are you doing at home watching TV? Why not come on down to Mr. Bear's Pizza and Prizes? Come play with your friends, win totally cool prizes, eat all the pizza you want, and meet the incredible Mr. Bear and Friends. Starring Grizzo the Grizzly Vocalist, Carrie the Drum-Playing Reindeer, Linny the Lynx Guitarist, and of course, the fabulous Mr. Bear! So grab your friends and family and come on down to Mr. Bear's Cellar, Pizza, hell, a place where every kid goes missing can have fun!
Mr. Bear's family establishment is not responsible for dismemberment, disappearance, or any harm caused by property and/or employees.
As a child, I was scared of mascots, such as school mascots or mall Santas. I was also horrified by the robotic type. What's the correct term for them again? Oh yeah, obsolete. Welcome back, friend. Last week I told you of Zeke and Franny's first victory against a cryptid creature. I also introduced you to a couple of people on the trail of the two fugitives. Things seem to be heating up. Today's episode is about fun, and not just any fun, family fun. So sit back, enjoy some recycled pizza, and wait around, because showtime is right around the corner. Tonight I challenge you to look beyond to the man behind the curtain, that deceiving good guy attitude. Because tonight, my friend, more than any other night, nothing is what it seems. Welcome to episode 3, Hibernation. This episode begins in the town of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Francesca and Zeke safely made their way across the Canadian border nearly 2 weeks before. Although risky, they found it best to lay low for a couple of weeks in a place they wouldn't be hunted. They used the 2 souvenirs Franny mentioned to help them cross the border. They tried to avoid public activity unless absolutely necessary. Besides that, they camped out in their motel room. It wasn't much but 2 queen beds and a TV. They didn't need much else except food, which was taken care of. In the bathroom, Franny sank into the warm, bubbly water of her bath. She closed her eyes and hummed a tune. She began to reflect on an old childhood memory. A memory where she stood in the woods, alongside 3 other girls.
I bet she's scared.
I am not. I just don't believe in stupid things like this.
Trust me,
He's real.
A faceless puppet master? Come on, guys, get real.
Franny opened her eyes and let out a deep breath. She looked down at the faucet and noticed strange movement. Quickly, she sat up. What she saw was horrific. A mirrored image of Franny rose from the depths of the tub. But this thing was faceless, with long black hair that flowed in the air. In sheer terror, Franny let out a scream and ran out of the tub. She wrapped herself in a towel and quickly exited the bathroom. Zeke sat on the bed, flipping through channels on a small TV. He slowly turned his gaze towards Franny, who stood drenched, wrapped in her towel.
Did you enjoy your bath?
Did you not hear me scream?
No.
Oh, well, in that case, can you, turn your head or something?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Zeke turned his head back towards the television, flipping endlessly through the channels. Franny got dressed alongside this.
I can't believe there's nothing on.
Isn't Candle Cove always on at 4?
You think I watch that creepy show because I enjoy it?
I thought maybe you did.
No. That's like saying I enjoyed watching bad kids go to unfriendly places.
Yeah, that was creepy. I'm glad we threw that DVD out. Whoever left it here was mentally disturbed.
Canada just has weird shows.
Franny finished getting dressed and sat on the bed, watching Zeke scroll and scroll, until he landed on a local channel with a commercial that caught the duo's attention.
Hiya, kids! Mr. Bear here. Say, what...
Could you imagine being a kid and wanting to go to such a gross establishment? When I was a kid, I wanted calculators. It's so dumb.
Actually, I think it looks fun.
Fun? Old pizza and germ-infested ball pits?
It's more than that. It's that atmosphere, the fun band, and arcade games.
That does not sound like fun.
Franny, I feel like you don't know how to have fun.
Fun? I'm tons of fun! Just look at this!
Franny grabbed a book off her bedside table and placed it on her head.
Look at this! Fun! You don't think I'm fun?
Not at all. We do nothing fun. I know we're running from the law, but still, you could stand to relax.
Well, you know what, Zeke? I'm so much fun and I'm gonna show you that!
How?
Get in the car and you will see.
Franny, I'm still trying to figure out what I can do with this vial of Jack's blood that I collected.
You can throw that out. It's disgusting.
I think it'll come in handy at some point. The compendium has, recipes that we can use it for.
Zeke, just get in the car.
Zeke sighed and gave Franny a long face, then complied. Now, as they began their little excursion to a pizza place, let's switch gears to two very determined men searching for the fugitives. Detective Swanson and Agent Renora investigate the crime scene left behind from the Jack incident.
Then they saved my little Rosie.
Alright, so when did they set your house on fire?
I'm not too sure. It must have happened after... They were so helpful to me, though. They believed me when no one else did.
Did they ever mention to you if they were headed somewhere? Or if they were on a mission?
Let's see, well, they were kind of talking about this Sandman, but other than that, no, not really.
Interesting. I think I have all I need from you. Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, of course.
Agent Renora walked back to his car, where Detective Swanson was waiting for him. The two looked at the crime scene, then back at Miss Baker.
We'll make sure your house gets taken care of.
Thank you guys so much.
Of course. It's what we do.
By the way, Miss Baker, if you see anything else strange, feel free to call us.
Will do. You two drive safe now, okay?
The two entered the vehicle and started the engine. Agent Renora lost himself in thought for a moment.
So once we contain the two of them, what exactly happens after that?
We secure them somewhere they won't be found, and you get paid a fat check.
Sounds good to me.
Meanwhile, in Canada, Francesca and Zeke arrived at the strange pizza place. It seemed normal on the outside, and very well maintained.
Well, we're here.
Why?
Because it might be fun.
Eating cheap pizza isn't gonna make you fun.
Well, we're already here. So let's go inside.
Yes, ma'am.
The two exited the car and approached two tinted glass doors and pushed onward inside. The place was full of flashing lights and the aroma of old pizza. The floor's carpet design was so intense it could give you a headache. And if that wasn't bad enough, that was full of screaming children. There was a huge prize counter surrounded by pink neon lights and a flashy arcade. Zeke took in the surroundings and became drawn to the atmosphere. Franny, on the other hand, had a strange feeling about the place.
Zeke, does this place feel weird to you?
No, not at all. I love it here.
Something strange had come over Zeke. It was as if he were a kid again.
Zeke, are you okay?
Oh my god, is that skee ball? I gotta go, Franny.
Before Franny could let out another word, Zeke sped off.
Alright then. I suppose I'll get us a table.
A lonely Franny walked over to the dining area that was full of booths and table seating. All the seats were an ugly red, with galaxy-top tables. She sat in one of the pleather booths and pulled out her phone as she waited for Zeke. While she was waiting, a young woman with bright orange hair approached her table. This lady wore a red polo shirt, brown jeans, and a red hat that read Mr. Bear's Pizza. And this woman worked here, but she didn't seem too happy about it. Franny was slightly surprised.
Hello, and welcome to Mr. Bear's Pizza and Prizes, a place where every kid can have fun. Would you like to hear about our new gluten-free selections?
No. Gluten is fine. What are your vegetarian options?
Have you tried a salad bar?
There's a salad bar?
No. This is a kid's restaurant, not the lawn and garden section at Walco.
Well, you must have some kind of veggie pizza.
Here, let me check.
Thank you.
The waitress walked away from the table. As Franny glanced down at her phone, something strange happened. In a brief moment, a child brushed past her. They appeared cold and blue, but disappeared.
Hello?
Alright, I'm checked.
Did you see that child run by me?
A child run by you in a place like this? Oh, how weird.
I know, right? Hey, wait a minute. You must think you're funny.
Of all the things I think of myself, trust me, that is not one of them.
Right. Well, I'll just get whatever pizza everyone likes.
Daring today, aren't we?
And I'll take a water.
Is that it? Or would you like to hear about our wonderful selection of breadsticks?
You have a selection of breadsticks?
No.
The waitress walked away. Franny was shocked by the customer service. She sunk down in her seat and gazed around the restaurant. She glanced at the kids playing arcade games and screaming. In the midst of all the chaos, she spotted Zeke playing a racing game. She got up and walked over to the game area, lit up by bright lights and filled with loud noises. She approached Zeke, who was heavily focused on his game.
What are you playing?
Some racing game.
I can see that.
Then why did you ask?
Just want to start a conversation.
Zeke ignored her.
I ordered us a pizza.
Cool. No! Ah, come on.
Well, when you finish up, I'll be at the table.
Okay.
Franny turned to walk away, but Zeke interrupted her.
Wait, Franny?
Yes, Zeke?
Can I borrow $20?
Yes.
Franny walked back over to the dining area. She saw the red-headed waitress sitting in
Okay.
another booth, playing games on her cell phone. She awkwardly walked over to her and sat down.
Can I help you?
No, I just want to talk.
I don't know if you can tell by my amazing smile. I don't really feel like talking.
How long have you worked here?
And we're talking anyways. Too long to remember.
Something tells me you aren't too happy about that.
I'm sorry if throwing parties for screaming 5-year-olds doesn't excite me.
Why work here if you're unhappy?
My mom made me get the job here. She said I needed to do my part and that this job was a miracle.
Miracle?
Yeah, it practically fell out of the sky.
As the two talked, one of the other employees approached the table. It was one of the mascots, and not just anyone. This one was the famous Mr. Bear.
Well, hi there. What's your name?
Francesca.
Wow, what a pretty name. You know who else has a pretty name?
Who?
Our number one employee, Bridget.
Bridget looks like your only employee.
There's also a security guard.
Mr. Bear pointed over to a corner where a huge man in a yellow shirt sat slumped and asleep in a swivel chair.
I wouldn't call him that.
Ignore that. Anyway, Bridget, I came over here to ask if you got everything ready for today's big event.
Everything is ready.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go play with some kids.
That comment made Franny uncomfortable. Mr. Bear walked away.
He's a real nutcase.
I think it's kind of cool. I could never do anything like this.
Well, I think it's weird. Imagine opening up some place like this, then keeping it open after alleged freak accidents.
Freak incidents?
Yeah. Multiple kids have gone missing here or turned up dead. Like one time, one of the original cooks came in early to clean the pizza oven, and he claims to have found a child burned alive.
You're joking, right?
Well, that one might be a myth, but the other incidents actually happened. Like one time, this woman left her son here and he went missing and was never found. Or one of our security guards disappeared in the supply closet, and no one understands how.
Then why do you still work here?
Because, dumb bitch, it keeps my bills paid. It's a horrible job, but I can't get fired for anything because no one else wants to work here. Some people think Mr. Bear is some kind of pedo or something. Its bad reputation wars off other people.
Wow, I had no idea.
Anyway, it's all in the past. I have to get back to work. Your pizza will be out shortly.
Oh, alright then.
The girl got up from her seat and walked over to the prize counter. We interrupt this program to bring you a word from our sponsor. We now return to our regularly scheduled program.
You have to believe me.
Come on, Franny. Do you really expect me to believe a bunch of kids went missing at a pizza place? That sounds like the plot of a really bad indie horror franchise. Kids don't die at restaurants.
I don't know, Zeke. Maybe we should just be precautious.
One fish pizza.
Oh, I ordered the pepperoni, remember?
Oh, how could I forget? I winked, just like I did. This is your pizza, now get over it.
Well, thank you for your kindness.
You know what I think, Franny? I think you just don't know how to have fun and you're trying to ruin it for me.
What has gotten into you?
Nothing! I'm just trying to have a good time. And like always, you're ruining it. Just like you did everything else in your life.
That comment hurt Franny. She was only trying to look out for a friend, but he couldn't seem to listen. Before the two could say anything else, they were interrupted by the loud sounds of a Mr. Bear on the microphone.
Hiya, boys and girls. It's time to party with Mr. Bear's bombastic band.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to watch the band play if that's alright with you.
The band? Are you 12?
Zeke ran over to the crowd of screaming children and cheered with them.
Something stinks around here. And it's not the fish pizza.
Zeke hopped around in the crowd of kids, waiting for the band to come out.
Who are you excited to see?
I want to see the cat.
Me too!
The red curtains of the stage opened, and 4 people in mascot suits stood up on the stage. Grizzo the Grizzly was a large grizzly bear. She was the vocalist. Kari was in a reindeer suit. He played the drums. Lenny the Lynx guitarist was a cat. Mr. Bear, of course, was center stage. The band began to play a cheerful tune and sang to the audience.
We can't sing, but that's alright. We'll be your friend and we don't bite.
We are not robotic for copyright reasons. And we're here year round in every season.
Now it's that time of day where we pick one of you to play.
We can dance and jump around. We'll take you to my underground.
Zeke suddenly became alarmed by the strange lyrics of the song, and how off the whole thing sounded. The lights seemed to go from a bright yellow to a strange grim green. The children became quiet. Zeke slowly backed up out of the crowd before Mr. Bear stopped playing and began to speak.
What's wrong, Zeke? You don't want to play with me?
Where are you going?
Why, my feelings are hurt.
You know, I feel kinda sick.
Zeke turned around to run over to Franny. But when he turned around, Mr. Bear was in front of him, alongside the group of children. who went from playful to burned and disfigured. Zeke looked for his companion, who was too busy feeling worthless over her fish pizza.
Come play with us, Zeke.
I don't think I'm up for any.
Zeke screamed for Franny, and suddenly the whole place lost power. Mr. Bear and Zeke vanished in thin air. Franny reacted to the scream and stood up from her seat. Everything around herself appeared to be broken and torn to shreds, as if the restaurant had been abandoned for years. Franny looked down at her pizza to see it was covered in mold and maggots. She began to gag at the thought of her eating the pizza. She began to panic. What is going on, she thought. Tears began to run down her face. She turned to run, but was caught off guard by what appeared to be the ghost of a little blonde-haired girl.
Most people scream when they see me.
Surprisingly, you're not the strangest thing I've seen.
I know. I can sense his mark on you.
Who are you?
I am Nini, and my spirit is trapped here, along with a few others.
How?
Because of the man you call Mr. Bear. He killed all of us.
Is he the one that took Zeke?
Yes, and he intends to do the same with him as he did the others.
How many has he killed?
Countless. I was the first.
This man sounds sick. Why would he do such terrible things?
He wants his freedom. He has spent the last 26 years trying to complete a ritual. Yet his anger has caused him to fail.
What happened all those years ago?
I'm afraid I don't know that story. I do hope your friend is fireproof, though.
Is he going to burn Zeke alive?
Yes. We can still save him, though.
Okay. Then what must we do?
He has taken him to his underground labyrinth.
His what?
A special hell for children. He created it so they can never escape. But I did. And I've been waiting for someone like you to save us all.
So, can you help me?
Of course.
Alright, but I need to grab a few things before I do this.
Take your time, but don't take too long. Your friend is waiting.
Franny rushed out of the decaying building to her car, where she grabbed her purse out of her back seat. The contents of her bag were the compendium, the bottle of Jack's blood, and a piece of gum. She rushed inside back to the little ghost girl.
Are you ready?
Wait, what happened to all the employees?
I'm here.
Franny looked to the prize counter, where the waitress stood trembling.
I suggest you get out of here. It's not safe.
I already called my mom. You have fun with the friend thing, though. No.
Wow, such bravery. Now, how do we get down there?
I have to take you there myself. I'll need you to close your eyes and trust me.
Alright, closing my eyes for a little ghost girl.
Now breathe.
I'm breathing.
Now I need you to count backwards from 10.
Alright. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Franny felt a strange pull. Meanwhile, deep in the depths of the hellish underground, there was a room. A dark, cold cement room, full of toys and children, all chained to the wall. Mr. Bear carried Zeke on his shoulders.
Let me go!
Be quiet. Stop struggling.
Help! Somebody help me!
Mr. Bear threw Zeke on the ground and began to start chaining him up.
No one can hear you. Not down here.
Let me go or you'll be sorry.
If you don't shut your mouth, you will be sorry. My ritual is almost complete. I'll be damned if I let you ruin it.
Mr. Bear stood up and laughed. His evil laughter echoed through the halls of his labyrinth, all the way to Franny.
We're here. You can open your eyes now.
Did you hear the laughter?
Believe me, that's the least of your worries.
Franny opened her eyes, but her view was obstructed by what seemed to be a mask. She found it hard to move. Her body was heavy. She could only recognize that she was sitting down.
Nini? Where am I?
We're here. I do apologize. I had to hide you. The others are haunting you as we speak.
The others?
Mr. Bear's minions.
He has those annoying little yellow things?
They are not yellow. They are Grizzo, Lynn, and Kari. If you keep the mask on, maybe they won't hurt you.
I don't like the sound of maybe. I also can't breathe with this stupid mask on.
Would you rather not be able to breathe for a few short moments? Or never again?
Fair point. Okay, I assume we should get going.
Franny climbed out of a nasty brown bear suit that she had been placed in. She took the head of it and placed it on her shoulders. She looked at her surroundings, but it was too dark to see anything but the doorway, so she exited the room. She stared down a long hallway. The walls were flesh and were only lit by small candles hanging from the ceiling. She could see doorways and hear the sounds of children crying for help. She took a step forward and her feet squished.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can. You're strong. All you have to do is trust in me. Can you do that?
I think so. Where are we headed?
I feel that Mr. Bear might be ready to harvest them. I will lead you to the hatch that will put you ahead of him. Walk straight forward.
Walking forward?
Now take a right.
Franny took a left turn and walked into a fleshy curtain. This led to a hidden room. In this room, Franny was startled by a man sitting in the corner crying. He was also startled. He appeared to be a security guard, dressed in full black.
Please, don't eat me.
Franny took off her mask.
Calm down. I'm not gonna eat you.
A human? Oh, thank the heavens. Are you here to rescue me?
No, I'm here to rescue my friend.
Well, if that's the case, I suggest just giving up now. I've been down here for years, and the only thing I've ever encountered is Grizzo and her sharp teeth.
Come on, let's leave this loser. We don't have time for this.
Wait, how well do you know the mascots?
Well, given that I'm the old security guard, I'd say pretty well.
If I could promise you freedom from this hell, would you come with me and help defend against them?
I can't defend much. They took my gun and left me with nothing but these safety scissors.
That will work. So, do we have a deal?
Well, I don't really have anything else to do, so why not?
Alright then, let's go.
Franny and the guard stepped off on their journey down the long hall. Back up on the surface, in the rubble of the pizzeria, stood Agent Trinora and Detective Swanson. So the car is here, but they aren't. Something strange about this.
I'm telling you, they got the right idea and ditched the car.
No, Francesca is too smart. She wouldn't just leave everything behind. Well, they'll return for the car.
Come on, you heard the redhead. It's been parked here for over 3 months.
She also reported working in this place, as if this building has not been like this for decades. We're clearly dealing with the supernatural, which means they're still here. I just don't understand their goal with all these paranormal creatures.
There you go with that supernatural crap again. Clowns, Sandmans, and now magic pizza joints. I can't with this crazy stuff.
As I told you before, my agency deals with strange cases as such.
Fine, whatever. What do you suppose we do then, Man in Black?
We bug the car. They'll come back for it.
Why not just wait for them?
Because they're looking for something, and we're gonna figure out what it is. Back underground through the labyrinth, the horrid Mr. Bear set out drinks for the children in his prison. Strangely, he dropped some strange liquid in all of the cups.
Drink, children.
Zeke looked at all of the others.
Just drink, he'll be fine.
Why? He clearly put something in it.
Drink now.
Why? What is it you want from me?
You see, strange child, you are the final key to my freedom. Many years ago, I was banished to this hell of a dimension, and I've been trying to leave ever since. The problem was, every time I tried to perform this ritual where I burned 13 children, something stood in the way.
What was that?
The 13th child wasn't you. You see, you are special. A child's mind in a man's body. It's a perfect chemistry.
You don't have to do this.
I know. That's what makes it so fun.
Mr. Bear forced the drink down Zeke's throat, making him unconscious. Meanwhile, his scream carried through the halls, alerting Franny and some unwanted company.
What was that?
That was Zeke.
Yes. Well, I'm certain we aren't the only ones who heard him.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
We better be. I'm not ready for death.
My God! Can you please find it deep inside you to get some kind of courage? That's why people like you die in these situations. They're always too much of a coward.
I'm not a coward.
Then prove it.
Yes, ma'am.
Another left up ahead.
Roger that.
By the way, who do you keep talking to?
You can't hear her?
Hear who?
The little girl.
No.
Now, go through. Oh no. She found us.
No, not her. Anything but her.
My favorite playtoy. There you are. Oh, I missed you. I've been looking for you everywhere. Where have you been hiding?
I'm not afraid of you anymore. I'm afraid!
Franny, Zeke is in the room up ahead.
Make it
I
stop!
don't think Liz has noticed you. Because of your mask, maybe we can walk past her.
Franny took a deep breath and then proceeded forward, cautiously passing the bear.
Hey, what about me?
Leave him. It will only give us more time.
I have an idea.
Franny pulled a pen out of her purse, including the vial of Jack's blood. She then dripped the pen into the blood, but began to viciously stab Grizzo with it.
Die!
Grizzo's body deflated and her head fell off.
Great. Now you can wear this.
Oh, hooray?
Franny kicked the head towards him. She then turned to run down the hall, through a door into the cement room where Zeke was. When she arrived, the room was empty. She was too late.
What do we do?
He must have taken them to the pit.
Alright, well, is that the way out? 'Cause I'm really tired of this place.
It is indeed. Franny, place your trust in me one last time, and I promise we can save him.
The holes are getting tighter.
Just breathe. We're almost there.
I hope we're close.
Now, go through the vent. This is the last hall. Hurry. I fear he's waiting for you.
Franny and Co. turned down the final hall. The side of this hall was tricky, though. Out of the walls were hundreds of arms grabbing around. Even worse, the floor was...
A ball pit? How are we gonna make it through that?
Do you still have those scissors?
Yes.
Franny took the scissors and dipped them in the blood, like she did the pen. She took off her mask and instructed the guard to do the same.
Alright, we will go as fast as we can. If you need to, keep your eyes closed.
Yes, ma'am.
Wimp.
The guard took off his mask and followed Franny into the pit. As they both jumped in, they became semi-submerged into a strange liquid, hidden by the balls.
This is blood, isn't it?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Just go. We have no time.
The three pressed onward, through the bloody hall and arms. Franny sliced at the arms like they were plants in a jungle.
And I know this is the truth, because I've been hearing it like that so many times. Scary monsters roaming in the halls, I would just stay until the clock will chime.
The three pushed through the hellishness and arrived at the end of the hall, where a ladder led to a metal hatch.
Freedom!
Alright, let's go.
They began to climb up through the hatch. Before they could get up, something grabbed the guard by the leg.
Franny! The band caught up to us!
It's okay. I'll hold them back. You go save your friend.
Cool.
The two mascots had a hold on the legs of the guard, but suddenly they let go. They began to cower for some reason.
What's happening?
I don't care. Let's get the hell out of here.
The two climbed out of the manhole into strange brushwoods. All the trees were dead. Leaves covered the ground, and through the trees, Franny could see the flicker of the fire.
That's where he is. Now, you don't have to do this with me.
I'm afraid I'll be of no help to you at this point. Good luck and thank you so much.
Franny nodded and ran forward towards the fire. Before she approached the pit, she pulled out the bottle of blood from her purse, and then the scissors. She popped the lid off and dripped the scissors inside again. She marched forward to the pit where children stood around the fire, chanting.
Zeke!
What? How did you find me?
A little girl helped me.
That little girl has been a pain in my ass for years.
Let my friend go, you creep!
Or what?
Or I'm going to kill you!
I'd like to see you try.
Franny and Mr. Bear charged at each other. Franny knocked him down and pulled out the blood-soaked scissors and stabbed away. She stabbed him in the face and across the chest.
Get off of me!
Mr. Bear socked Franny in the face, causing her to fall off. He stood up in front of the children and laughed. Franny rushed over to Zeke in hopes of snapping him out of the trance, but she couldn't get him to.
It's no use, woman. He's under my control now. You get to watch your friend die.
Mr. Bear slowly took off his mask, revealing a grotesque face covered in teeth and holes. His eyes hung out of their sockets, and a smile stretched across his face. Franny quivered.
Now, children, march forward. Cleanse your souls for the great Dark Emperor.
The children began to slowly step forward. Step by step, Franny's heart dropped.
Zeke!
Yes! Yes!
Suddenly, the children all stopped and turned towards Mr. Bear.
Wait, what are you doing? Go out into the flames!
They won't listen to you anymore.
Mr. Bear turned around to see the ghost child standing behind him, but she wasn't alone. 13 more ghost children stood with her.
We have watched for years as you have slaughtered dozens of children. Now our years of torment are over. You can't hurt us now, but unfortunately, you're not so lucky.
Please, you're bluffing.
If you think that, then why are you shaking?
The children stepped towards him.
Stop it!
They stepped again and again. Each time he pushed back, inching closer and closer to the fire, until Franny stood up and rushed towards him, shoving him into the flames. The monster let out a loud scream of pain.
No!
Mr. Bear went up in flames. Once his screams of agony stopped, all of the children who were possessed fell to the ground. As Zeke fell to the ground, Franny ran and grabbed him.
Franny,
Zeke! I'm so glad you're okay.
you came to save me. I'm so sorry for being rude. I don't know what got into me.
It's okay, Zeke. It wasn't you.
How did you find me?
A friend helped me.
Franny looked up at the little girl. She smiled at Franny and then faded away. Zeke sat in Franny's arms, staring at the flames.
Franny,
Yes, Zeke?
let's never have fun again.
I agree. Now, let's get out of here.
The two watched as the flames slowly died out on the remains of the killer cryptid. The book, as it did before, relinquished a blue light, dragging the soul of the monster into it, creating another chapter. The flames of justice die down, as does this episode comes to a close. That's all the time we have for tonight. Come back next week as their journey continues. Once again, this has been The Haunting Hour with Matt Roman. Good night, friend.
Begin transmission. Hello there. You don't know me yet, but you will. It would appear, dear friend, that you are being deceived. Watch your back, friend.